You're live with Alvin After Dark, brought to you by Auto Lease Direct, located at 4219 Merrick Road in Massapequa, New York. So if you're in the market for a new lease, give them a holler, Ron Chin over there at Auto Lease Direct. Tell them Alvin After Dark sent you. They'll give you a good deal. Also, Body Aqua. Body Aqua has 3 grams of sugar, where Vitamin Water has 25 grams of sugar, right?
Yep.
A lot of sugar. We actually ran out of Body Aqua, so Willie Will, I gotta get some more Body Aqua. We gotta order those from Walmart down in down south. You can catch them on Walmart.com. Body Aqua, it's a great drink. It's a energy drink, also a drink for your skin. So what's going on? What's going on, everybody? What's going on? How you feeling? Good evening. Happy New Year again, brother. How you feeling, man?
How you doing? I'm doing good. I'm doing good, despite some news.
Yes.
Some bad news. My king passed away. My father passed away.
My condolences to you. My condolences.
You know, shout out to the Ortiz family. Carlos Ortiz Sr. always be in our hearts and minds. We love you. You know, so that was a, real disappointing thing to hear this week. You know.
He still came out, so I appreciate him.
Absolutely.
My brother definitely came out, gave me the news this evening, and asked if he wanted to come out. He said yes, he still wanted to come out. But like I tell everyone else, death is a part of life, and we discuss that as bros.
Yes.
Death is a part of life, and we've seen a lot of death this year,
Yes.
last year, beginning of this year. And I always tell people, as you mourn the passing of someone, never forget to celebrate their life.
Right.
And and what happens is we mourn. We all take death differently.
Right.
We all
Absolutely,
receive it
yeah.
differently, and people have relationships and they don't know how to separate the two. And I'm not saying that to be,
Malicious
or anything like that.
Yeah.
Just think about the person that has, your mother, your father, your grandparents, who has raised you, and they've taught you everything they know. But one thing they never teach us is how to live life without them. But in hindsight, they really do, because all those lessons they teach us throughout our life,
Applied skills.
Applied skills. That's right. So I read on someone's Facebook that they don't know how to move on because there's somebody passed away and they've been torn since their mother passed away. I think that their aunt passed away. And you have to move on, man. You really got to move on, because if you stay stagnant, you don't know the possibilities that you can actually take on this world with.
Right.
So once again, condolences to the Ortiz family.
Thank you.
What you got there, bro?
Well, finally it came by the store. The merch came through. We got the Hustle Dough hats coming through. We got the Scullies. For those, we got the Polar Vortex coming. So we got the Hustle Scullies. We got them in different flavors. You know what I'm saying? We have them in different flavors. My bro, Gene Hardy, he's on 1440 Gun Hill Road.
That's right.
HD Media.
That's right.
He can, whatever you want created, he'll do. He even got this for me, bro.
No doubt.
For all my
doubt.
graffiti heads, this right here is the Earthskin 357. That is me.
That's right. So who's tuning in? Mind yours. What's going on? Which is Toronto. She's tuning in. Linda is tuning in. What's going on, Linda? There's some other people tuning in. I can't see.
Salute,
I see y'all on there. Thank you for tuning in. So that's Earthskin 357.
Yes, it is.
So where can they get the product from again?
Well, they can hit me up at Earthskin 357 on Instagram, and DM me.
Definitely. Listen, normally we have entertainment news. There's so much entertainment news with Steve Harvey's daughter and
she hot, man.
But we're gonna go straight into the meat and potatoes part of the show. We're gonna talk about entertainment next week and everything else. But let's talk about what's hitting America right now. The capital, nonetheless. And we normally don't talk about politics or religion on the podcast because we want to have it free from that kind of a platform. So, but we have to talk about it though.
Right.
We really do. It's
What's your take on it?
As I'm embarrassed, man. As a military serviceman, I'm embarrassed. I didn't know what was going on until Wednesday I was supposed to get some errands, run some errands, and I kept seeing on social media what the fuck is going on in DC. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm getting the buzz, breaking news, but I really wasn't paying attention to it.
Right.
Then Tim hit me up. Tim was like, yo, put the TV on. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? I see the chaos.
They stormed the White House.
and then stormed the Capitol.
Capitol.
I'm thinking of the movie Under Siege. I'm thinking of the movie with Morgan Freeman and old boy.
White House Down.
Yeah, White House Down. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Well, you know, when I actually saw it, honestly, I was like, yeah, tear that shit down. Not that I'm a Trump supporter or anything like that, but you know, so much has been done in that Capitol building negative to our community.
True.
Laws have been passed negatively in our community and things of that nature. And then when you had Black Lives Matter just marching by that Capitol, you had tanks, you had soldiers, you had police, Capitol Police, FBI, all law enforcement was out there.
Yeah.
Now, how does these individuals get the licks on you and break into the Capitol building?
You're right.
The last time that happened, people got 45 years in prison, which was some Puerto Ricans that were trying to liberate Puerto Rico, which was Lolita Lebron and her crew, and they gave her 45 years in prison.
Yeah.
And these guys is up there on Nancy Pelosi's desk with his feet up, you know, like if he's in the movie theater or something like that. But as the minister and Malcolm said, chickens coming home to roost.
Yep.
Will happen. So all that violence and all those laws that you passed that perpetuated against blacks and Hispanics and other cultures, that violence has came back to your doorstep, and now you got to deal with that.
Yes. Yes.
That's my take on that.
Yes, I agree. You know, I sent, before we showed a video clip, there's a 4-minute video clip, and I hope, people are going to watch the show and really look at the propaganda that's out there. And it's sad because and I wrote something on social media, and you look at, it took this for white America to not only understand, but for 2 hours, 3 hours that this has been going on, what black and Spanish people have been going through all our lives.
Well, I think, you know what, that they really didn't care about the government building, that they would, it was their, it was their objective. It was their objective. You're not going to do, we're not going to do what you tell us to do because you told us to do that, so this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
So anywhere that, if we're talking about colonizing, they did whatever they wanted to do anyway.
True.
Whether it's Belize, whether it's Puerto Rico, whether it's the Philippines, or wherever it is in this world that they've done. Now that's come back.
Yeah.
You got people with Viking hats going up in there, and then you have some Republicans that were like, listen, that's not how we want to be portrayed.
But that's exactly how you're portrayed.
We don't want to be portrayed like that. But, because if you're conservative, they figure like, oh, well, you're wearing a Viking hat. If you're conservative, which is not so, but this is the nonsense that you perpetuate. Now you're saying, oh, how can one individual just move a whole bunch of people to march on the Capitol?
Right.
And destroy property? I think 2 police officers were killed.
Yeah.
2 police officers were killed.
And now you look at it now, just today before we came in, they are deploying. Now, for all my military service members who are watching, Slater, I see you. Torado, I see you. They're deploying.
Right.
They're not sending, but they're deploying 15,000 National Guardsmen to the Capitol.
Well, they're not doing it because of what happened. They're doing it because of what happened.
Of course.
They're doing it because the inauguration is coming.
I understand
so
that.
That's the security for the inauguration.
But do you know how many government agencies are in D.C. that people
Of course,
even know about?
everybody's in D.C.
People don't even know about. People who are civilians don't know how many government law enforcement agencies reside in the D.C. area.
D.C. area, that's right.
You got Secret Service Police and Secret Service, CIA Police. You got FBI, FBI Police, Capitol Police, D.C. Metro, D.C. Police.
Right. Military now.
You have military. You have all military personnel. You have
DEA.
ATF.
You
got ATF. I mean, there's so many government agencies in the D.C. area that this should not have happened, and it's an
Well, if
embarrassment.
you can see, actually, there was some Capitol Police that opened the barricade and allowed them to, just go in there and march.
Yeah,
And march in there. And,
Yeah.
they just went and took over.
you know.
While it was going on, the procession was going on.
Yeah, yeah. Then you look at the black Capitol Police officer that ran up the steps
Right, trying to divert
trying to divert the mob,
the mob.
and he did not use his weapon not once.
No, he was just trying to divert the mob because there were officers that were not secured.
So now you figure this out. You say, hey, this officer who is fearful of his life, has a mob of people aiming toward him, picked up the baton, and he swung it at the bottom half of their body. He did not, because to me that justified.
Right. What I mean, my thing is when they got in there, why wasn't the more police deployed?
Exactly.
More police deployed. You get anything that has to do with any African American or Hispanic. There's a whole
Exactly.
precinct that comes out just for just one person.
And what gets me is they're afraid to call these people domestic terrorists.
Right.
You got how many times?
But they call Martin Luther King a terrorist.
Called Malcolm X a terrorist.
That's right.
They said that Muhammad Ali was dealing with terrorists.
And he was a communist.
And he was a communist. You got, over the years, how many of these schools have been shot up? And when they wanted to say, let's recreate gun laws, the NRA said, don't take our guns away. It wasn't about taking the guns away. It was about just recreating new laws so we can have a better understanding of who has the guns and who's using the guns. But it took this level of stupidity trying to take over the gun. And
it's not going to do anything. Nothing's going to happen.
No.
I think these individuals that they're arresting, everybody's saying, you have to prosecute them. I don't think any of them are going to get prosecuted. They probably get off with probation or something like that.
Probably.
You know what I'm saying? They're going to get off with probation. They're going to get off with, a light sentence, if anything. And it's just going to show that, the hypocrisy of this government.
Yes. Yes. I sent some pictures up. Some pictures up before we see the video. Well, what's one of the pictures I sent you? So here's take a look at this. Try to get your head around this. People thought they were going to storm the Capitol, kill or take hostage members of Congress, force them to name Trump the winner of the election, and place him in power for another years or whatever, and to fly home and go back to work. For you to actually think, and it was crazy because if you look at what the FBI is doing now, the FBI is really looking at these videos, these pictures, people who have taken selfies, people who are streaming themselves live, which was you're putting yourself, you're
Just telling on yourself.
you're telling yourself, and it's just truly amazing that what you hear coming out now, a lot of these people are veterans.
Police.
A lot of people are police,
Firemen.
They are
Active military.
active military. Someone said, oh, well, how about the Air Force veteran who either Secret Service or Capitol Police who shot her in the neck, who's killed? How about Breonna Taylor, who was killed in the house for sleeping?
That's right.
She was sleeping and the police were not convicted.
That's right.
So here it is where we're in a pandemic, we're in now almost a year into the pandemic, and people say, well, all the killing of unarmed black people by the hands of police officers, the reason why it's such an uproar is because of everyone's home seeing it. So before, people were at work, so they heard about it.
Right.
And they saw the clips, but to actually have millions of people see what's going on, now they're seeing the actual takeover of these good old white boys.
Well, I think it was the, conservative Proud Boys, I believe, were the culprits, and some other individuals that were there. But this is the state of emergency that we're in.
Yeah, and it's sad.
That the government is losing control.
Yes.
And this government is all about control. Well, at least for us, it is.
Yeah.
Whether it's they pump, whether it is to control us or to keep us at bay, but you can't keep them at bay.
No.
You're not going to keep them at bay.
No, you can't.
Because they're going to do whatever they feel like doing, and that's what they basically show the country that they can do whatever they want to do. And this is not going to just stop here. I think this is just a catalyst for something else that's going to come up, because if Trump doesn't get impeached, he's able to run in 24, right?
So people keep asking, well, he has 2 weeks left in office. Why impeach him? The reason why he needs to be impeached is because then he cannot run again. He can't get the pension that the president will get.
He won't get the Secret Service.
He won't get the Secret Service protection.
So
he won't get the $1 million of travel.
Right, $1 million travel and $250,000 pension.
Exactly. So this is why it's so important that certain things are done to him. And today, before we came, he got on TV again and said it wasn't his fault. He did nothing. Listen, I've always respected the commander-in-chief because obviously I'm a military service member, so I kept my mouth shut. And I didn't say anything about it because, he's my commander-in-chief and the powers that be. So listen, whether your personal views are against the people who govern you, you can't share those things.
That's right.
So it's sad, it's embarrassing, and you say to yourself, what has America come to? But guess what? America's always been this way.
Absolutely.
There's nothing new, right? So what's the other picture I sent you, L.A.? So the media is humanizing the woman killed yesterday inside the Capitol. She was a terrorist. So what, she served in the military. That's right. And for all my people who are in the military who are watching, what's the oath we take? We're sworn to protect the United States of America from foreign and domestic terrorism. She did herself an injustice by doing what she did. And on her social media, she even has that she was going to storm the building.
Right.
So all these people who are saying, "Oh, I didn't know what was going to happen," on their social media, they said they were going to storm the Capitol. They're going there with,
I don't know if they had firearms. Some had firearms.
Some had firearms. Because there was few people outside who had bulletproof vests, who had weapons, AR-15s. Some had zip ties, the same zip ties that police use for crowd control.
Right.
So
what you had zip ties going into the Capitol for?
Your intent
was to take over.
Was to take over.
Right. It was a hostile takeover.
It was a hostile takeover. So how are you going to now cry wolf? Oh, I didn't know what I was there for. We weren't going to break into the building, but you went there with tactical gear on.
Right, and ignorance of the law is not a defense.
That's right.
So you should go down. Every single person that went in there, if you was in media, like, there were some people that were in the media that went in and followed the crowd to see what they were doing. That's when they saw them breaking the glass and everything like that. So if you was in media and you was in there doing all that nonsense, you should go to jail.
So, hey, Wayne, what's going on, Slater? He says, knowing that was going to happen, protection should have been deployed. Exactly. All this stuff should have been deployed. I got a video I definitely want to play because it's a 4-minute video. Please check this. You ready for that video clip, LA? We got a great video for you. Just check this video out. It was sent to me, and I want to send it to y'all. Let's check it out. USA! USA!
Let me be very clear. The scenes of chaos at the Capitol do not reflect a true America. Do not represent who we are.
Are you sure about that, Joe? An armed standoff? White male entitlement? Conspiracy theories? Sounds pretty American to me. Just look at this guy.
This is not who we are as a nation.
This is not who we are as a country.
It's not who we are. We're better than this.
We may be shocked by pictures of a mob invading the Capitol, but check out the paintings hanging behind them in the rotunda. We shouldn't be surprised, because we've always been like this. America is a nation built on stolen land, by stolen people. And if Wednesday's rampage feels historic, it's because violence is in our national DNA. A mob raised a whole block in Philadelphia because they didn't like, you guessed it, the election result. And after Lincoln was elected, the South launched a civil war rather than accept peaceful transfer of power. Those Americans dreamed this flag would fly in the halls of the Capitol, but it never did, until now.
They don't get to steal it from us. They don't get to tell us we didn't see what we saw.
Taking up arms when you lose an election? That's American tradition.
I look to history, to the precedent of the 1876 election, the Hayes-Tilden election where...
Glad you remember that one, Ted. That was when Black Americans were subjected to a century of Jim Crow terror, a trade-off for electoral peace. An hour after your speech on Wednesday, while you cowered inside, they hung a noose outside the Capitol. And Black people cleaning up the mess? That's another all-American tradition. This is where centuries of white entitlement leads.
Oh, there we go.
Storm the Capitol and meet hardly any resistance. A cop is not a threat. He's a photo opportunity. And instead of a jail cell, you toast your criminality in a hotel lobby.
We are watching an attempt at a bloodless coup in the United States.
Closest thing that I can think of that this reminds me of is the time I spent in Iraq in 2007 and 2008.
These aren't foreign insurgents, they are us. They shop at Walmart, they watch the Super Bowl, and they're not going anywhere.
We were normal, good, law-abiding citizens, and you guys did this to us. We want our country back.
And for the purest expression of the American way, just look at the man responsible for Wednesday's violence. A man who leads by Twitter, who knows that if you have enough money, they'll let you do anything. He told us who he was, and we picked him, because this is exactly who we are.
And after this, we're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you. We're going to walk down.
America, land of the snake oil salesman.
Let me be very clear. The scenes of chaos at the Capitol do not reflect a true America.
No, Joe. This was a perfect distillation of everything America is and has always been. Your platitudes spin a fantasy as absurd as QAnon, that repeating, "this is not who we are," will somehow make it true. Of course, this isn't everything we are.
The 82-year-old hands that used to pick somebody else's cotton went to the polls and picked her youngest son to be a United States Senator.
Just hours before the violence began, Georgia elected its first Black senator. But we can only realize our strength if we stop whitewashing our sins. We are a nation forged in racist violence, a society that values wealth over wisdom, a country where personal ambitions mean more than morality, masked with false piety, where citizens wreak havoc on the very institutions that enable them. And get the t-shirt too.
This is the United States of America.
That is America.
Yes.
That is America in a whole.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? If you just tuned in, you're live with Alvin After Dark, and we're discussing the chaos in D.C. Just played a nice 4.5-minute clip of what's going on and what took place in D.C. Somebody sent me the video. I got a friend of mine who actually was also he's a weapons instructor in the D.C. metro area for the government. He trains everyone. And him and he texted me a conversation. He said, "Alvin, it's a madhouse down here." And it's sad. It really is sad. But it's a shame that it is taking America during this pandemic to be home to see what white privilege looks like.
Well, you know, the thing is that there's a lot of people that don't even believe in white privilege, that they say that's something made up or just a cliche word. But this is it too. This is it at its peak.
Yeah.
You know, and when the courts decide to convict these people or not to convict them, that's when you're going to really see the privilege.
Yeah.
That's when you're going to really see the privilege. When they marched on in Selma, right? Where you know, I don't see no police dogs up there.
No, there's no police dogs.
Where was
no
the
horses?
No horses. Where was the gas? Where was the police swinging the billy clubs and hitting people that were just walking? They were just marching. These people were actually assaulting police officers, and nothing happened to them.
That's right.
So that's privilege to the
max.
To the max.
To the max.
Absolutely.
You know.
And Joe Biden says, "Oh, this is not a true America." Of course it is. That's the America that you know that we all have been experiencing, been seeing.
Yeah.
Been seeing. And he himself passed laws in that same building against African Americans.
Yes, he did.
And Hispanic communities.
Like they said, like Malcolm X said it, the chickens have come home to roost.
That's right.
And they loud. They loud. They real loud. You know.
That's karma.
It is. It is karma of the hundreds of years of things that America has done to its people. Unfortunately, America is built on the backs, the sweat, and blood
of immigrants.
And the day that we can actually talk about it and be real about it is the day that we can overcome it. And people never want to talk about, oh, we bring everything up about race. It is about race. You know, everything is about race. You got the Karens out here consistently calling the police. What do you think is going to happen if a white woman calls the police on a black and Spanish man?
Of course, they know that. They weaponized it.
Exactly.
They weaponized that.
You know, so, you know, it is amazing how we choose to be American when the mood suits us, when it serves the purpose for that individual who was, quote unquote, an American.
Right. But some people, right, were saying, oh, these are domestic terrorists.
They are.
Right? On the other hand, those are freedom fighters.
That's right. Other people are considered freedom fighters.
They're freedom fighters.
You know?
Somebody's domestic terrorist is another person's freedom fighter. This country was taken through terrorism.
It was.
You know? The English, we terrorized the English.
Yes, we did.
For our freedom.
Listen, if you're just tuned in, you want to give us a call, 516-945-9099. Once again, the number is 516-945-9099. You want to share some thoughts. People are definitely saying some things on the thread.
Let's see
you
what
definitely
on the thread.
hit the wave button, wave at them. You know, Slater definitely crazy. You know, once again, it's definitely truly amazing that that we are actually sitting here talking about how white America.
I wish I was back
certain
in,
white Americans. Excuse
government
me.
101. That's what I wish I was.
I know, right? In high school, right?
In high school.
This is going to be in history books. This will be in the history books right here. This is going to be a conversation, and it is truly amazing how much and how many historical events that we are living through.
Right. If it's not historical, it ain't worth it.
Whether it's sports events, whether it's politics, whether it's, I mean, you talk about different events continuously over and over and over. And it's some are good, some are bad. You know, will this make us a better country? I don't know. But it's truly, truly amazing what we are seeing.
I would like to see what the minister, I'm going to look up and see what Minister Farrakhan and maybe Dr. Umar Johnson has to say about this incident that just happened. I would like to see what their opinion is. Because they're always interviewing and The View and The Real, these very foo-foo, not conservative, very liberal state of mind being. Like, they don't really get into the meat and potatoes and stuff. Yeah. Because it's, you know, it's national TV. And you can't really say what you want to say.
Can't say what you want to say.
Really what you want to say.
Because your
sponsorship will leave.
Sponsorship will leave. Well, you know what? Once again, so Trump lost the PGA. The PGA tournament, who was supposed to be played at his golf course, he's losing that.
Trump lost that.
A lot of these hotels who have backed up certain Republicans are now they're removing themselves from all these Republicans who have stand by and stood by.
And they're still saying that they didn't do anything wrong. Republicans
which is crazy.
They didn't do anything wrong. So obviously you don't see that. You know, if you don't think there's if you don't admit that there's a problem, you're never going to resolve that.
No. And the first step is admitting the problem. You gotta admit the problem. You know, you gotta admit the problem. Yeah, that number is 516-945-9099. Somebody else asked the question as well. You know, so yes, 516-945-9099.
Give us a call. We want to hear your views.
You know, I mean, yeah, I know people were all over, social media. I meant to read some of the comments about what's going on. I post some things up on Facebook, but once again, it's just really sad the fact that, you think about what's going on in this country.
Do you think it's sad or is it liberating?
Both. It's liberating to the degree where it's letting and allowing people see the true nature of what has been going on to us for hundreds and hundreds of years. And now for these certain white Americans to do it to America, they're like, yo.
Right, but look, we was asking with the Panthers.
That's right.
We was asking with the civil rights.
Mm-hmm.
We was asking with Black Lives Matter.
Jim Crow.
Jim Crow. We was asking them during Jim Crow. We're not going to ask no more. We're not going to ask no more.
And Americans even realize how.
Caller,
what's your name?
Tokyo Butter in the house.
Hey, Tokyo, what's going on, brother?
What's
How you
going
feeling?
on, brother? Salute. Blessings.
Salute you, gentlemen. I appreciate the platform that y'all have provided. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Tokyo Butter.
What's your comment?
My comment on the situation as far as what your topic is this evening, and especially we'll take it back to the Capitol. Let's be clear, at the end of the day, in regards to the president's comment, that was an act of dictatorship. It was an act of treason because everything that actually transpired was against the state itself. And how does a president sitting in office implore any citizen of his nation to literally storm a prestigious or a reputable building that literally stands as the integrity of our country and exploit it in the manner he did to illegally and unjustly try to overturn votes and further turn that presidency, that office of presidency, into a mockery? That is an act of treason. There is no way around it, no way you can look at it. And it's an act of dictatorship.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Make no excuse about it.
Absolutely. Definitely agree with you 100%.
And this is one thing that we must do right now. This situation right here, and that's why I said I had a situation to share with you. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. But anyway, this situation right here, as it stands, you have to perceive it for what it's worth besides what's on the surface and what politically has been stated or what has been actually allowed through the media.
Okay.
Because all of that is basically controlled. And we must know the difference.
So do you think any of those protesters or terrorists are going to be convicted?
First of all, I look at it like this, to really be honest with you. And see, let's take it like this. I really doubt it. And I'm going to tell you why. Take it back to the Black Lives Matter, right? When they knew that happened, or that was about to occur, although that was a peaceful protest and it was organized appropriately because all interested parties that needed to be notified was.
Right.
And yet, there was crimes committed against them just for standing what was just. Mind you, people, let's not get it misconstrued. With our president standing there in front of a church with a Bible in his hand, let's go back to history that they've already given to you. That is Hail Hitler. Right off the back, and what's a mockery of that? Donald Trump is a product of immigrant parents. Okay?
Yes,
so
he is.
There's a great travesty here in our own nation, and the sad portion about it is when you could see regular citizens infiltrate a building of that nature that should be secured and literally take photographs of sitting in certain governmental officials' office.
Right.
That is preposterous because they just let every enemy know that it's just that easy to walk in and do whatever you want to do, and it's not going to be no repercussion because at the end of the day, everybody that stormed that building and trespassed those grounds literally should be held on only one charge only, and that is treason. And treason against your country or state, that's death. It's
yeah, that's death.
prison.
Exactly.
So that means every person, even on a menial scale, in order for this country to even recoup or even begin to be even perceived to be taken seriously, this is what's going to have to happen. Having politicians rally up and say what they're saying right now, that's buffoonery. That is buffoonery. Hands down, it's buffoonery. Everybody who's trust, even the officers that open and pull back the gate to allow those people, they sat there and breached their oath of office right then and there. So that officer that died, that one of very few people that honorably to stand there and put their life on and defend the country just like you did, my brother. I appreciate you, Al. However, that is a smack in the face because that man lost his life. So even more so for the president to be a part of it, he should be put to death. He should face treason charges just as well as every individual that they have on camera, and they should literally, and that will send a message regardless of whom or what, because we're a united nation. Period. And we stand for equality.
Now, wasn't there somebody, another officer who committed suicide?
Right, an officer committed suicide.
Yeah, somebody committed suicide.
No, it's not. It's not only about suicide. Think about the officer that got hit in the head.
Yes, with the fire extinguisher.
Right, he got hit there with the fire extinguisher.
He got hit with the fire extinguisher.
All of that was implored by the president.
Yes.
Donald Trump knew exactly from the past election, and the only way he was able to win was literally to sit there and ruffle the feathers and get, say, for instance, the groups that he did get to vote. And a lot of times it's a lot of our fault because we could have blocked that by everybody getting out and getting involved. After Obama left office, a lot of people sat there and didn't really have an interest no more. And we got to blame ourselves as people regardless. You know, point blank, it does not even matter. That's collectively, everybody got to take accountability.
Yes, and the key thing here is the accountability, and I think that's one of the things that we are looking for as a people, especially when it pertains to the officers killing innocent civilians, police officers. There's never been any accountability,
and there's not going to be any accountability because history has shown that when things are done to our community, whether it's murder, violence against our community,
and drugs,
there's no accountability of the individuals who perpetuated that violence toward us. The young boy who was killed in was it Atlanta or was it Mississippi? That they Emmett Till?
Oh, Emmett Till. That was Mississippi, I believe, right?
Mississippi. Emmett Till.
No, Emmett Till was something back in 1953.
Yeah, but it was,
but it's still the same thing. Nobody was held accountable.
Nobody was held accountable.
No, I understand that, and you're absolutely right. But first of all, in order to look as far as accountability, in order to sit there and bring resolve to that, we really have to understand the root of the problem. And the root of the problem is that you got to understand one thing: police are not in our neighborhood to, say, fight crime. They're there to monetize us.
Of course, and we know that. We know that.
Literally, I'm just trying to say, but you got to understand the reason why, because if you understand the bigger picture, is it much more deeper if you do the research than even currently what you perceive it to be. And even you would have to tie that into the pandemic. See, and if you're not associating them and you don't have the right, say, information in regards to that, I'm not being condescending, but I'm just saying you wouldn't be able to really understand. All of this is basically tied in. And trust me, I'm about to reveal it all, documentation-wise.
No doubt. Tokyo, hold on for 1 second.
The reason why I say that because I've been a victim of the whole thing, but little did they know was that I was armed. I went in court for 3 years straight with my phone or audio record. So I have lawyers, everybody on the hook. They got to challenge their own voice. I have the district attorney's office that used fabricated evidence against me to wrongfully convict me. Okay? And I just hired a person I'm considered to be ranked the top 5 in the world.
Tokyo, hold on for 1 second. I get some shout outs to some people, all right? Big shout out to Wayne Slater.
Take over your show.
Nah, it's cool. Big shout out to Wayne Slater. Thanks for tuning in, brother. Who's my military brother in arms? Who was with me with the 146th Quartermaster Company when I first joined the military in 1995. Big shout out to LaQuette Lucas, who was high school with me. She's on. Our co-host Kimberly Santana is watching. Where she definitely will be back on. Whenever she gets left together. No, but big happy birthday to her. She just celebrated her birthday. Big happy birthday to her. She got some things going on with the kids. We got Tokyo on, who was a big bro to me growing up in Edenwald. And everyone who's on Instagram, big shout out to you guys. I see you. So what we're discussing right now, we're talking about the chaotic event in D.C. And if you're just tuning in for the first time, this is Alvin After Dark. We're brought to you by Auto Lease Direct, which is located on 4219 Merrick Road, New York, which is a leasing company who sponsors the show, is our official sponsor. Also, our official sponsor is Body Aqua, which is the water, it is of energy water, just like vitamin water. He's in 42 stores down down south, 42 Walmarts to be exact.
Walmart.
He's in Walmart, and I drank all the water. Me and Rico drank all the water.
And it's veteran owned, black
It's
owned,
veteran owned, and you can catch them at Walmart.com. Body Aqua, please get it. I had some. I meant to bring some, but I realized that we drank them. We drank them all, so I gotta get some for next week to put up here. Yes, and once again, if you're just tuning in, we discuss entertainment, fashion, health, relationship, trending topics, and we also give a platform for entrepreneurs to market themselves. And Tokyo, I've been meaning to get home with you. I know it's tough sometimes during the day because I'm running around. But Tokyo, what do you have going on with your product?
Oh, I have a lot of things going. I appreciate it. I make an all-natural lip chap that has SPF protection, windburn protection, sunburn protection. It's an antibacterial, clears cold sores in 2 to 4 days, and it has a long hydration retention. And
also, you have clothes. You have gear.
I'm listening. Yeah, I have gear too. Like, see, Tokyo Butter is really a lifestyle. It's not a brand.
Got you. Okay, see, but you also have clothes, right? You have coats and stuff.
Yeah, I have clothes also.
Okay, cool. So what we're gonna do is, I think we're gonna get you up here within the next 2 to 3 weeks and stuff like that. I'm gonna let you go for now because I got some marketing other stuff here. Tokyo, thanks for calling in. I appreciate your phone call.
Appreciate your call, Tokyo.
Also, what we got here going on here?
Send me the sizes.
All right, cool. I definitely will.
Send me everybody's sizes.
All right, cool.
Yeah, we'll send you that.
I appreciate you, gentlemen.
Thanks, Tokyo.
Thanks for calling.
Thank you for the time.
Oh, no doubt. So we got two stuff going on. We have Erskine 357.
And we also got the Hustle brand coming back.
We
got my brother, Hardy, Gene Hardy. He's at 1440 White Plains Road.
Gun Hill Road.
Gun Hill Road. Gun Hill Road. 1440 Gun Hill Road. And he could design and create anything that you need done on clothing. So give him a shout out. HHD Media, 1440 Gun Hill Road. Gene Hardy. Hustle though, we're coming back. We got the Scullies, we got the Caps. Erskine 357, he created this for me. This is a hoodie that he's done for me, and he's also did this shirt here. That's me on this shirt. So for anything personal, come through. We take care of you, and we got all the machinery to help you out.
Hey, Delana, what's going on? I see you, Aldrin. She's on. So if you're just tuning in, we're discussing the chaos that's going on for the past 45 minutes. Discussing the chaos that's going on in the Capitol. We played a real cool video clip, kind of like summarizing everything that's going on and say, hey, this is what white privilege looks like.
Right.
This is it. And if you have not, let me just say this.
There's a lot of people living in a bubble.
Exactly.
And they'd say that, there's no white privilege. That's a lie. And we've seen it over and over with the man in Central Park.
That's right.
Now with the little boy that in Soho, the Capitol building, and so on and so on. So this man been in office, it has escalated out in front of, it just been like poof in your face.
Exactly. And let me say this. There's a difference between you being a Republican, a Democrat, and a true Trump supporter that follows everything he's done, said and done. And those people are the people who are at the Capitol, who stormed the Capitol, who hopefully will be
convicted
to the highest extent of the law.
Which I doubt.
Because what you said, it was treason.
Right, that's what Tokyo said. Tokyo said it was treason. But you know what? I think they're gonna manipulate it to something else, and it's not gonna be treason. You cannot put so many white Americans in prison. I'm sorry.
Well, you put enough black Americans in prison.
Well, that's by design, but you ain't gonna do that to white America. Even right now with the opioid epidemic, it's now they're not putting them in jail. They're putting them in treatment. But when the crack epidemic came, they put us in jail.
That's right.
They put us in jail. So these crimes, which white Americans are committing on opiates. They're saying, "Oh, he has a drug problem." You should have said that with the same thing with the crack epidemic.
Yeah.
So you can do your research. There's a great documentary on Netflix called "Crack: The Cocaine Conspiracy." If you watch that, it will give you a very good analogy of what happened during the 80s and all the people that would, all those laws that were created with the Clintons, with Biden, were done right in that same building that they stormed.
Mm-hmm. It has given America an eye opener to what we have gone through for many years. And I put that post on social media. This is just.
But through everything that Black America has been through, they never did that.
Mm-hmm.
They never did that.
Nothing.
They never did that.
We wouldn't even think of doing that.
Oh.
Because repercussions would be severe. And I think that the repercussions against these people need to be severe as well. The problem is people are never held accountable for the things that they do when they're white.
Right. Absolutely.
That is the problem.
Absolutely.
And it's heartbreaking. You say, it's a white issue, it's a black issue. Bottom line, that's what it is. For every single late night TV show to even admit it, for everyone to admit it, except Fox News,
Fox
which
News
is a freaking joke.
Yeah.
But they have seen it on national TV. For foreigners to see it on national TV is an embarrassment to us. It's an embarrassment to our country. Now, you get mad because Colin Kaepernick took a knee. You got mad because he took a knee. You hear that? Colin Kaepernick took a knee.
And he called him a bum. I think Trump called him a bum.
Called him a bastard.
A bastard. What'd you call
Son
those
of a
people?
bitch.
What'd you call those people?
These people didn't disrespect our flag? They didn't disrespect our national
anthem? They brought a Confederate flag in there.
They brought a Confederate flag.
Inside the Capitol, which has
nothing to do.
Which has never been in there.
Ever.
Not even during the Civil War.
Nope. Never. Exactly. Hypocrisy. Leno, we get you on the show. Stop playing. But like I said, I created the show, with my bro here, and we said we won't discuss entertainment. We won't discuss religion and politics, but we're not discussing politics.
We're life.
We're discussing life. We're discussing what's been going on in this country for hundreds of years, and America needs to wake up. Like, do the right thing has been on lately.
Right.
And if you look at do the right thing again now, in our age, you completely see it full circle.
Everything full circle. If you listen to Public Enemy.
Yes.
If you listen to Public Enemy, what Chuck D was saying back then,
that's right.
You can apply it now. If you listen to what Ice Cube was saying back then,
you can apply it now. Everything. So this isn't a conversation about politics. This is a conversation about our livelihood.
Right.
This is a conversation about what we go through on a normal basis. Someone asked me, have I ever received racism towards me? Because someone said I don't look black.
Right.
So it's funny because we are brothers. We're not brothers by same mother, same father. We're fraternity brothers. We always get, are you brothers? So we always say, yes, we're brothers because we look alike, which is fine. He's from Puerto Rico. I'm from Belize. Right? So I say that to say we both experienced racism. I experienced racism to one degree where I shared a story with him where me and the other brother in the lodge went to Atlanta, Georgia. And I told you the story.
Yeah.
Knocked on the door of the Masonic Temple. A little short white man came out. The short white man said, "Can I help y'all?" I said, "My name is Brother Alvin Peters, Brother Timothy Lewis. We're here from Euclid Lodge, number 88, Scottish Rite, Ancient and Accepted." Like, I'm excited because he opens the door. This white man said to me, "We don't recognize y'all type boys down here." Mind you, not to get into the Masonic part of what we do, but our jurisdiction gave that jurisdiction the right
to practice
masonry. And this white man said to me, he don't recognize my type down here. So we've all experienced some type of racism or bigotry. You know, Sergeant Waldron, she's on, and her and I have experienced racism in the military several times during training against good old proud white boys in the military.
Okay.
You know, so these are things that are coming to the forefront that you wouldn't even think happened. But you see it on TV. You saw in the movie Red Tails, you know. You saw, you know, during the eras where they had, you know, black units and white units, and the white units didn't recognize the black units until a certain time. Just remember, the civil rights movement wasn't that long ago.
No, and we're still fighting for civil rights.
We're still fighting for civil rights.
Still fighting for
You
civil
know,
rights.
so this isn't about politics. I'm talking about. This is about the right to live.
Right.
This is the right to be accepted.
It's the right to be treated as a human.
Exactly.
Because they treat us subhuman.
Exactly. We have lost the ability to be humane to each other.
But we never had that ability.
And we never had it. You know, so, you know, we look at a situation where you look at how people are treated, and you teach your kids to treat each other with respect, but yet look at these adults. Look at the adults that went to the Capitol and that building and stormed that building. Look at the behavior of these men.
Grown men.
Grown men. Some military veterans, some active military, some police officers, FDNY, CEOs, and people are losing their jobs left and right.
Well, they should.
And they should. And they should. So
you know
she
what
said,
I do regret? That Alvin After Dark wasn't there to tape everything
yes,
about that.
We would have good footage.
We would have good footage for y'all.
So my friend, Big Sergeant Waldron says some military members are being investigated for being a part of the insurrection. Yes, they are.
That's right, good.
And they need to be. They need to be kicked
should
out.
be court-martialed.
They need to be court-martialed.
And police.
That's right. And police officers need to lose their pension. It's the one thing that needs to happen.
A pastor too? I won't deny that. I won't deny that.
What needs to happen to people who disrespect and break
United
the law
States.
in the United States, they need to be held accountable. Because if we do it, we be held accountable. You got people in jail for having a bag of weed doing 20 years. Still in Rikers.
They changed their address.
Still in Rikers. Because they're white. I mean, because they're not white. Because they're black or Spanish.
Right.
So where's the justice?
Or is it just us?
Or is it just us? Like, right. You know, so
facts.
Yes. Yes. So Kasha says, were you guys sad, angry, embarrassed, or all of it? Angry, embarrassed, no. I was shocked and awe when I got the phone call turning on TV. Shocked. Tim Coleman is in front of TV. I was what you talking about? What the hell's going on?
I actually wasn't embarrassed, and I did not put it past them. This is America. I don't know why people are not getting it. This is America. It's like if I'm a thief and you leave your tablet there and I steal that tablet, whose fault is that?
It's mine because I left it there, because you stole it.
Because you left it there. You knew I was a thief, and you left it there. So you knew these people were going to do this. They told you ahead of time we're going to do it.
Yes.
We listen, you don't do this, we're going to do X, Y, Z.
And they said it.
And they said it.
They said
it on social media. They said it on every platform, Twitter, Ditter, Blitter, whatever they think. They said it on every platform, and they did it.
So she wants to know, do you think it will change since America is now blue as far as Democrats taking over? I think there's going to be a lot of changes coming down the pipeline.
I'm kind of optimistic on that. I don't think there's going to be no change. They're going to try to quiet it down. The media is going to play it down. They're going to play it down to it disappears.
Yeah.
Just like everything else, just like the Emmett Till case, just like the Kaepernick case, just like everything else that they do, they're going to play it down to it quiets out.
Yeah. Well, listen, we got about 3 minutes left. We're live every single Tuesday night We're also on YouTube. We're live every single Tuesday night, Alvin After Dark, which is brought to you by Auto Lease Direct. If you're in the market to lease a brand new car, you give me a call. I'll get you in contact with the guys at Auto Lease Direct. They are our official sponsor. So is Body Aqua, which is black-owned and veteran-owned. Also, we give a platform for all entrepreneurs to market their product. So I know people been hitting me up in my inbox a lot. I'm sorry if I don't respond back quick enough. I get so much stuff in my inbox, which is crazy. Once again, we got Hustle Flow hats here, and we got Earthskin357.
You can reach me at that Instagram page, Earthskin357. The hats were created by HHD Media. That's 1440 Gun Hill Road. You can pick up any gear or have your own gear design. You should market yourself, people. Don't wear labels from somebody else. Wear your own label.
That's right. Delana also says, Shaniki says, there were a few people from my church who went and posted their pictures with pride. Well, hope people in your church now suffer the consequences.
Pray to God to see if you don't get arrested.
Yes, Lord, baby Jesus. So once again, we're live every single Tuesday night. 2020 was a eye opener. 2020 is perfect vision. So 2020 gave you the opportunity to see things clearly and for what they were. If you didn't take this opportunity in 2020, while this pandemic had given you the opportunity to slow yourself down, because it's a chance to reset yourself, refocus, reset, spend time with families, do things that are of importance. These jobs, these things that you're doing, and the things that are meaningless that you do, it give you the opportunity to say, hey, let me slow down and enjoy life for what it is. Listen, use the china in the cabinet. Spend more time with your family.
Give the flowers to the people when they're alive.
That's
not
right.
When they're dead.
That's right. So anyone celebrating a birthday, big happy birthday to you. Big happy birthday to Kimberly again, which is our co-host. Once again, condolences to my boy and the family right here. If you're in the, you're looking to market yourself, hit me up on my inbox. Alvin Peters on Facebook. Alvin Peters on Instagram. Yep. Should be Alvin Peters 76 on Instagram. But we're about to leave now. But before we go, bro, ask Ortiz anything for the people before we leave?
Stay blessed and stay safe. It's troubled times in America, but we'll get through it just like anything else.
No doubt. And once again, remember the good Lord don't put you through nothing you can't handle. It's all how you handle it. You know what I'm saying? So peace. Have a good night. We'll see you next Tuesday, same time, same bat channel.
Salute.
Salute. And peace out. Thanks for watching.